and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to EFF. This is the podcast show. Well, today's episode is a bit different. Today's episode is about power. But not only about power, but it's about freedom as well. You know, I've got the leaders of, I would like to believe, the three biggest parties in South Africa. So the stats say. You know, I don't know if I should let them introduce themselves or should I? You know what? Let's give it over to them. To my right, I will do it for you guys. To my right, I've got Mr. Eskom from the DA. I've got Mr. Mangalo from the EFF. And I've got Mr. Machaba from the ANC. Also, I've got Mr. Frederick, who's going to be a ghost, also of the EFF. Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. How are you guys doing?
Thanks, good evening.
Good morning, Kopedi, and your listeners, your viewers. We're doing fine.
Okay.
We are happy to be here. Thank you very much for the invite.
Thank you guys for honoring it. Well, you know what? I'm going to start it very simple. I want to make it very light. Very light. We want to get to know you guys a bit better. What inspires you guys to do politics, or what inspired you guys to get into politics?
Thank you very much, Kopedi. I'll start first.
Yeah.
I'll start first. The reason why I'm into politics, I can tell you that I've started being in politics at a very young age. From my primary level, I was the class prefect, and then from primary to high school, I was the LRC president. From LRC, then I went to varsity. I was leading inside the SRC. So the reason why I took the direction of the politics is because of the state of our government or how things are being run in our country. For an example, if you see, corruption is killing us, more especially us as young people, because at the end of the day, we don't have opportunities. Why I'm saying that is because of corruption, is because of nepotism that is taking place. So for me to stand up, I see it being a good thing to stand up and assist some of my peers. Sure.
Interesting. Mr. Mangalo.
Mongalo.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kopedi, for inviting us in this session. Yeah, I just want to go straight to the answer. Yeah, from my side, I joined politics back then when I was still with the colleague here during that time. Before moving on to the next organization.
Oh, you guys are exes.
Yeah, so he's my ex.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I hope it wasn't a bad breakup.
Yeah, and then after leaving from where I was, and is when then I joined the EFF and obviously became active, and I was even elected to be a branch chairperson in the year 2018. Yeah, 2018, and at that time I was working in Medupi, and I was also leading there as a full-time shop steward from NUMSA. Yeah, so you can see that this thing of leading is in my blood.
It's a calling.
Yeah, it's a calling actually,
calling.
because at some times some of other people, they can call themselves leadership, but if it is not in your blood, then you can see that how are they running things. But I'm not anyway. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Yeah, I got that too.
Thank you.
Right.
Where do we start? It's been one roller coaster.
Yeah.
But interesting to say, I'm from an area where one had to be motivated to join the struggle. Because I'm from an area which produced the great martyrs of our democracy. Freedom fighters, members of the Umkhonto Wesizwe, whom I grew up idolizing. And it is through watching the sacrifices that which they were making when I was still very young, that made me not to sit back, but to actually take a stand. I'm talking about the likes of Frederick Peina Monaheng Musima. I'm talking about the likes of Madume Chakafela. I'm talking about the likes of Edward Selokela. I'm talking about the likes of the late Comrade Juluka Munyiki. Isram Sokhovan. That's where I come from. I grew up idolizing these people. I grew up seeing them fighting a just cause. And it grew in me that this is an idea that which I should follow.
Yeah.
So ever since I became an activist myself from high school, also joined the youth league then. After completing the high school, I came here, joined the workers' politics through led Sakau as a union, led the youth league from branch level up until the provincial level, until the organization that which I come from remembered me and deployed me in government, both as the chief whip of the ANC and the municipality.
Top dog.
Yeah, look, mine will be very simple as I'm a ghost, but I think I heard him say he was idolizing with the Abu Frederick, so it's very much important for me to speak my side so that I cannot be subjected to those that he was referring to. My surname is Ndo, right? But when I start to, the way how I grow up, we are those that when we grow up in the community, sometimes we were rejected because we did not agree with anything that those elder people were speaking. So when I was home, there was no chance to say I can join a certain political party, because when I see how the ruling party was doing to those youth that I grew up with them, there was nothing motivating me. In fact, then when I come in Le Parallel in 2009, it's when I start to see that there are those who cannot speak for themselves, and they need somebody who can speak for them. It's when we start to stay in Mamujala Park. And those people in Mamujala Park, they were then micromanaged to say they must only listen to a certain political party. The colleague next to you there, who can confirm that at some stage, when they were going to campaign, they were told that they must not campaign it because this place is made for a certain political party. Hence, I said, no, then now I must speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. Then I joined EFF in 2013, 26 July, meaning I start with it. I did not join later. Then I grow up, I lead that branch for, that, by that time it was 5, and then until it was 13, until now we are in the regional command team. Thank you.
Interesting. Hey, I heard, do you know what's funny, nah? The leaders of the ANC, now the leaders of the DA and our EFF, they're naming their children after them. Isn't that ironic? But I'm like, because we've got Isrom, as he mentioned. He was saying Isrom. He was saying Frederick. The whole time I'm like, yeah, nah. But then it goes back to what he was saying. If leadership is in your blood, it's really in your blood. Do you know what I mean? But now I have a question, right? Which is, how would you guys, actually, no. First, how important is voting for the youth out there, for the people? Because you hear people on a day-to-day basis. I'm outside. I hear people always say, me vote for what? For who? All these political parties are the same. How important is voting, right? And how would you describe your political party? Who is it for? What is it for? Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's obviously for people. That is not the question. It is, who is it for? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Why I say that? You know what? Let me let you guys answer before I give you guys the answer. Or say it in a certain direction.
Look,
yes.
I think someone started first as a ghost, you know.
Okay.
The most important party for a youth to vote, or for everybody to vote, because the constitution provides that everyone have got a right to vote, right? Is that they must have a say in the government. They must have a say in the administrations. They must have a say in what is in the economic global. They must have a say on anything. But it's just unfortunate on the other part, when they've been voted, they seek to forget what they've been advocating to the community. Now you are having your own says. It seems like now the youth are pulling back to vote because the ruling party that is now governing, it campaigns to say, it's your time to have your voice to be heard. Now you must raise up your voice.
But then how would you describe your political party then? If now give me 2 sentences, right? Could be whichever. I want only 2 sentences of how would you describe your political party. Not explanation, only 2 sentences of my political party. It could be even 1 sentence.
Okay. I'll just give you 3. Sorry.
Okay.
For an example, in the Democratic Alliance, we are believing in freedom, opportunity, and fairness. That's simple. Why we are saying that this is when we are talking about opportunity, we are saying that people must be given opportunities, irrespective of card-carrying members. What political party are you belonging to? Let's have those opportunities.
Okay.
You see.
Okay.
Yes, fairness. It's simple.
Okay.
We are not talking about the color of your skin.
Yeah.
For you to have, for you to be treated fairly.
Okay.
Yeah. It must just be a common thing.
Okay. I've got one. We're gonna come back to that one.
Sure.
But Mr. Machaba.
Yeah. Maybe before I answer that question, must take this opportunity to pay tribute to one of our own, Harry Belafonte, who died yesterday or passed on yesterday. He was a freedom fighter. During 1965, he released a song with renowned singers, Abu Miriam Makeba, who led from the forefront. I think it's important to raise this thing because we are now meeting different political parties on a Freedom Day to have a dialogue around the Freedom Day and actually answer your questions as the host directly as you are asking them and not to say things that you have not asked us. I mean, I hear my colleagues here, they are jumping from roof to top. You are asking them, what is it that, why should we vote as young people? Why should we vote? People are just speaking about nepotism and all those things. They're not giving us the reasons that why should we vote. But I'll go straight to your questions. Maybe it's because I was cooked from the school of thought, which is the youth bars, and COSAS now. It makes me have more understanding to these things. It's not my fault. Look, there's a reason why everybody must vote. Because, Kopedi, to tell you the truth, you and the listeners at home, your vote is your voice. If you don't vote, you don't get to speak. Who do you speak to that you have not voted for? There are so many people out there. There are so many young people who are disgruntled. There are so many people out there who poses critics to the government of the day. But they don't understand that they've got a responsibility to vote, so that when they speak, they say, as a voter, I never voted for this. Because when we campaign to voters. Because during our campaigns, we speak to voters to say, if you vote for us, this is what we're going to do. Now, there are people who've got the audacity to also even speak to us. Not that there's anything wrong. We serve everybody, whether you have voted or you have voted. But it is important, it is of paramount importance that you must understand that your vote is your voice. Maybe your question will still come. What brought about this day, 27?
Oh no, it's coming.
Yeah, 27 April. Because this day speaks about the death of Chris Hani and many more martyrs who died for this day. You'd remember at some point President Mandela was forced to address the country, even before he was the president. And when the country was at the verge of collapsing, people said, let us use the death of Chris Hani to secure the date of elections. That is when this date was secured. Now, people can't die for you to vote and you decide to stay at home. It can't be. Thank you very much.
Interesting.
Do you really believe that Christian was dying for vote? That is total no. The reason why those, we all know that Christian was assassinated, right?
Yeah.
By the same ruling party. You know,
Was he though?
So that's how Christian was dealt with.
But
Now
wasn't it
the
a white guy?
reason for this day
Okay.
to say we are in freedom,
Okay.
the system wanted to impose something that does not exist. That system was coordinated by my colleague next to you, which is the DA and the ANC. When they said you are now have got a freedom to vote. But really, does that make sense to a youth of today? The youth of today need an employment. The youth of today need an economic freedom, which they do not have under the current government. So we should not speak that Biko died for us to vote. Biko died for us, Christian died
But
for
then
us.
wait. The important, like, the question becomes, why should the youth go out and vote? And how would you describe your political party? Because we are getting there. You see the things you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong in anything. I don't want to stop you. But my thing is, we are getting there. Hence I say, how would you guys describe your political party? And why is it important for youth to vote? So that was the question.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
I was just, before I came to that part, I was responding to what he said.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
how we described our political party
Yes.
is on the following.
Yes.
We believe on that the economy should belong to the state, where the people should be benefiting, not to a certain group of capitalism.
Okay.
We believe in socialism. We all know that what is the meaning of socialism,
Okay.
where everybody in the country, those who voted, they will be benefiting direct from the government, not direct from the government through private sectors. That's the most important, or the definition of the EFF. Secondly, the important why youth should vote, especially should vote for EFF, I will speak about it, is that we EFF are saying once you vote for EFF, there will be a more job creation. We cannot live with peace if there's no employment.
But then you see that, right? And this is gonna go for everybody, right? That's something that all political parties say because it's easy to just say it. But in what way would you guys create jobs? In which ways exactly would you guys create jobs? In terms of, you say opportunity, right? You talk about opportunity. Which ways would you give opportunity right now? Right? Let's go to the next question, actually. Right?
No,
Okay.
I wanted to jump in
Yeah.
just to clarify that one. I wanted to assist my colleague Machava here to say, check generally, our youth, they're not voting now. Why? This thing we must ask ourselves as leaders. Why are not youth like they are not voting? Number one, it's because of corruption that is taking place within the ruling party.
Okay.
Number two, the nepotism that is happening there.
Okay.
Because you are not a member of this political party, you won't even get that simple job of.
Then why don't they vote for you for all these other parties if
I'm still coming there.
Okay.
Number one, we are saying, check where the DA governs. What are they doing? Number one,
Okay.
I'll tell you, in Cape Town,
Yes.
it will be the first city to be off load shedding. Believe me,
Okay.
they will be off,
Okay.
and they can argue. It's fine.
That's
They must go there and do their own research.
okay.
In Cape Town, they won't have load shedding. They are giving the independent power producers a chance to produce electricity so that we don't depend on Eskom alone. There must be competition there.
Okay.
You see
Okay.
what he's saying now?
Yes.
He's just confirmed what I said earlier,
Yeah.
that the system of capitalism,
Yes.
that's how they operate. When he speak about Free State or Cape Town, for instance,
Yeah.
he's now referring to where his masters reside. And you know, the master cannot stay in dark. You know? But if you could have told me that the load shedding, it will be ended here in Lipalale, that was going to be better. So he's encouraging youth of Lipalale to go and vote for load shedding to be ended in Free State.
Oh,
Eh?
in
Really?
Cape Town.
In Cape Town.
Maybe
Okay.
let's
Because that's where Stan Hazen stays.
maybe let's help you. Maybe let's help you, Kopedi. Let's help this broadcast to have direction.
Yes. No, because yes. Remember-
I think we're yet to come to issues of load sheddings and so forth. I think the questions here was, why should young people vote, and how do you describe your political parties? Now you jump and you tell us about load shedding. I mean, like, who says that? It tells us
about the political understanding of my learned colleagues here, or half-cooked politicians that which I find myself sitting with. But what I would say here, Kopedi, is that if young people are not voting because young people are not conscientized and they don't understand and realize what brought about this freedom. And I think my colleague here had the wrong end of a stick when I was speaking about Krisani. I never said Krisani died for us to vote, died for voting. I never said Krisani died for the date 27 April. I said after the death of Krisani, when the country was at the brink of collapsing and burning, our people, our leaders pushed that let the death of Krisani assist us to get to the date of voting. Now, what does it say to young people? It says to young people, this day and this issue of voting did not come cheap. There were people who died. There are people who died so that we can have a situation where voting, that we have one man, one vote. Remember the past laws where the grandfather of the organization that my learned colleagues was representing, which was the National Party by then. We never had one person, one vote system. The one person, one vote system came after we, as the ANC, gave pressure or put pressure to the National Party, and eventually we succeeded. I really don't want to talk about the EFF because they are political toddlers in this game and in these things of voting and how the voting and 27 April came from. They can't contest the date of voting and how we got to it. They are our kids who were just over ambitious. They don't understand these things. They just liked power and decided otherwise. We know that there are people who died, there are people who lost lives. Now we should conscientize our youth to say to young people, you must vote, because there are those that died. There are those that sacrificed their lives so that we should have this day, 27 April. That is why young people must vote. You asked a right question. If I'm to conclude,
Yes.
You asked the right question.
Yes.
If you are saying young people are not voting because of the ANC and the nepotism, why are they not voting for you as the alternative? It means the issue of young people not voting, it's an overall crisis that which all of us as political parties are facing, because young people across board are not voting. The reason is young people are not conscientized. They don't understand that this day did not come cheap.
Sit. As Roma, it looks like you wanted to say something because he made him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me assist the honorable chief whip here. Check number one.
Yes.
When you talk about national party as the ANC member, you must know that some of the national party members, they are in the ANC as we speak. Number one, de Klerk.
Yes.
He was part of the ANC's cabinet.
He was
So
vice president.
why are you blaming the DA? Why? And number one, let's stick to that question of saying why young people are not voting. I gave you a simple example to say, even myself, I'll sit and say, I'm voting, but like, what is happening? We are in dark. What is the solution as the ANC? But when I check the city of Cape Town, they have electricity with a small budget, but the ANC with a big budget where they govern all those.
I'm sorry, I disagree.
No.
Cape Town small.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Check.
Cape Town,
Okay,
because it's
number one.
You
check.
see, I went to Cape Town recently, and man,
when we
that
talk
place
about
is
Cape Town, you
beautiful.
must know
I
that the
agree,
national-
but I disagree. It's funny. It's weird.
The budget that we are getting in Cape
yes.
Town, it's been allocated by the ANC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they are the ANC who's
So they
allocating
give
that
you guys money so that you
Exactly.
can work.
so that we can work.
Hectic.
Then we give the independent power producers a chance to produce electricity so that we don't depend on Eskom on
Okay.
its own.
Okay, wait. So now it goes to the next topic, right? Or the next question, which can then go to, because I see we now want to go to load shedding, right? So let's get this over. And now, when you talk load shedding, right? It's two things. You say independent
Power producers.
power producers. Is there any of them that are black?
Yes, 100%. The DA currently, They have recognized some of them in Cape Town that they will be producing electricity.
Can we please have their names?
No, but like you must do that research.
No,
It's
no.
like- it's
You
like-
see-
like-
no, no. Kopedi
you
has
see-
asked:
you
Is
see-
there any black power producers? Can you give names?
No,
you see,
Kopedi-
Kopedi, I'm raising this issue because
Kopedi-
we don't have to grandstand. We don't have to come to the show and say things because we want people to clap hands. We must
No,
be
okay,
realistic.
Okay, but it's fine. Number one, the only party that is supporting the independent power producers is the DA.
You know why? You know why? Kopedi?
Independent power producers.
People who will be producing
But then,
electricity.
doesn't that go back to white monopoly capital?
Exactly
that-
my point.
No, that one I will disagree with you. You see, like as young people, we must stay away from this thing of chanting populist slogan of saying white monopoly capital. What is that? I mean, like when you talk about what white monopoly capital, that thing on its own,
Yeah.
it's an ideology,
Okay.
and money doesn't have a color. When you talk about maybe capital, maybe we should break this thing to say what is a monopoly, what is capital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see?
Do you guys have anything to say against that?
Yeah,
Number
you
one.
know what?
A
Money
lot.
doesn't have
Okay.
Let us
'Cause,
take
eh.
a seat on what he said now. You know, the challenge with Sito,
Yes.
he's too obsessed with
Yes.
Cape Town. And I've got no worry about him doing that because
Okay.
it's where the masters reside.
Yes.
I repeat this. Our Helen Zille, Steinhazen,
Yeah,
and all those
okay,
things.
yeah.
Now, let's come back on the issue of, on the Parliamentary House.
Yeah, Julius is staying in
On the
parliamentary
Parliamentary
house.
That one is
in Cape
parliamentary
Town.
house.
Parliamentary
Yes.
House.
Why
Okay.
doesn't move there?
Parliamentary House.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Now-
No, come. Let's get it going. Come on.
This debate or this platform, when I see the invitation, is seeks to empower the youngs in Lephalale, even though when we were having a words earlier before we can start, right? To say, let's speak about Lephalale. Now, we are going to motivate people of Lephalale to become more active and activist of politics, not the youth of Cape Town. However, this can reach Cape Town on its own way.
To be
But-
honest, I say, okay, just to clarify that, this is, yes, Lephalale included, right? But this is bigger than that. Why? Because that's why everybody here doesn't represent just as a member of Lephalale, but as a member of your political party. And you represent why? Because there's people from Lephalale who go all over. There's people from Cape Town as well who come here. Either way, do you get what I'm trying to say? South Africa is one place. When we get affected by load shedding, we all get affected by load shedding. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
What I'm trying to say,
Except Cape Town, of course.
no, what I'm trying to say is that if the DA has a solution to end load shedding,
Yes.
there are some methods that the DA is governing, or
Yeah.
they've been governing from 2016.
Yes.
Why don't you see those cities? Says in Johannesburg, in this city.
That's a good thing. Let's actually let them answer. Oh, does anybody have something to say? I didn't hear Mr. Machaba say anything about it.
No, let me answer it.
Okay.
Number one, when we were in charge of Ikuru Lane, we almost implemented that city to be off load shedding.
Almost doesn't count.
You see, so after this bargain, this marriage, EFF and the ANC
Yeah.
disrupted us. There. We
Okay.
almost implemented it. When you check the city of Tshwane, we inherit ANC's mess.
Okay.
I'm telling you, when you go to city of Joburg now,
Yes.
they just removed that mayor from the Al Jama.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Tapel.
Al-Jama, yes.
Yes.
They know that we wanted to implement those independent power producers to take the city of Joburg off the grid of load shedding. Then they know that on these elections of the 2024,
Okay.
it will be a massive campaign for us as the DA.
Interesting.
Well, Kopedi,
Yes.
it's very interesting, and this issue of load shedding, it's an epidemic issue and a very troublesome issue to South Africans as a whole. So it's going to assist us as politicians not to try and score cheap political points by just making statements that which can be backed up by facts. Statements such as we are going to take Cape Town off the grid using independent power producers and so forth and so forth. Look, there's no good story to tell about the DA. The DA has never been in government, and we and my learned colleague here, Situ, has just confirmed that we, as the ANC, are running this country, and everything else that the DA is doing is in Cape Town. They're doing it because we are allocating budget as the ANC to them. Now, it is our good story. It is our government as the ANC. It is our good story to tell. Now, it is not also happening. It is not only happening in Cape Town. There's a good story to tell everywhere else. Now, you can't want to treat Cape Town as Orania of some sort. Cape Town is not outside South Africa. It is in South Africa. It is being managed by us. It gets its coffers from the ANC-led government. Now, what I want to tell you is that the DA and all these political parties, small political parties, are on a program of unseating the ANC. And this program has started into making sure that they make they disarm and make provinces and municipalities ungovernable, where there are hung municipalities or where they can combine and their coalition government and so forth, because the picture they want to project in the face of the masses is that the ANC-led government is failing. Kopedi, I'll ask you a question together with all of you watching at home. When the ANC had total control and was still ruling this country on its own, including its municipalities, did we have all these crises that we are experiencing today under coalition government?
Yes, we do.
The answer is no, we did not.
Yes, we did.
The answer is no, we did not. We had government that was running. We had Tshwane that was running on its own. We had Ekurhuleni that was running on its own and making sure that we are providing. We are agreeing, Kopedi, that we've got a dilapidating state of affairs in terms of what is happening in Eskom. We're agreeing that we've got the dilapidated infrastructure and with regard to what is happening and what is causing load shedding. That is why we are working around the clock, and the president has appointed actually a new minister to solely focus on making sure that we get and renew all these machineries and power stations. And the ANC is looking at that. I can assure South Africans who are watching and everybody else who's here that it will be the ANC that deals and stops load shedding.
But
actually, by December, load shedding shall have stopped.
But Kopedi,
Wait.
I
Hold
heard
up.
him.
Y'all heard that?
I heard that.
Wait, did you guys? Y'all.
I want
wait.
to
Can
repeat it.
Can he repeat that again? Cause hold up.
In fact, I want to make an announcement on that
Yes,
one.
I want to.
Hold up.
Yes, I want to.
Can
repeat
he repeat that again?
Yes.
You say load shedding will what?
by December this year,
2023.
2023, load shedding will be a thing of the past.
The 31st of or the 1st of December. Should we make it the end or the 1st?
No,
At this
no.
stage, it's your choice.
No, December ends at the 31st.
31st.
I'm saying by December this year, load shedding under the ANC-led government will be the thing of the past.
You see how
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it
you
here
see-
first on Kopedi FM.
Kopedi,
No.
Yeah.
before my colleague came in, you see how Amuba they are. You see how Amuba they are.
Okay.
They've got no directions. One, their own president, he says 18 months, right? The minister come and says 2 years. Now, the most youngest one in the organization says, let's count now. We are in May almost, right? May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Only 8 months to end load shedding. Now, which one should the society believe on it? Because the president speaks something different.
I also want to give you a colleague. I haven't really heard him.
Yeah, you know what,
Yeah.
Kopedi? I will never ever in my life believe in ANC and ANC comrades because the former president Jacob Zuma, he once said that the time when he was vacating the position, he said in a media statement, he said that the load shedding we will never experience any load shedding. If you remember that, then you will then tell me. He said there will no longer be a load shedding. Yeah.
But
After
Kopedi,
mo-
but Kopedi, just to ask a question. Why are we not asking this critical question? Why do we have load shedding? I think people should. I think people are quick.
because
I think people are quick.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Because we need to understand
why do we have load shedding?
load shedding.
Why do we have load shedding? I want Cape Town to answer. I say this because yes.
Kopedi, if I don't know if you had that interview
Yeah.
of the former CEO of Eskom. What is his name?
Oh, his name is the router.
The router.
The router said the reason why we'll have load shedding. Yeah. We must not misspell like his name. He said that we'll never get load shedding right is because of corruption that is happening within Eskom on its own.
That's a decampaigning
Yeah.
statement.
You see, so there's a lot of there's a lot of corruption that is taking place there. Comrades are eating through diesel, selling diesel. We are spending billions of rand
Now,
on purchasing diesel.
Now, I want to ask, right? Also, from you, other political parties as well, right? Because y'all seem to know so much. And I say this as a youth, right? Youth who is intrigued about the politics of his country, saying, you guys tend to know so much about, let's say, the quote-unquote corruption that's going on, right? Why is it that these people are not exposed? E.g., for example, the router, the rater, right? The former CEO of Eskom. They said, why don't you expose the names of the people that are doing this corruption?
Exactly.
Now, I'm not trying to stand up for the ANC in any way, right? But it's to say, we want to know so those people can get out. Why? Because once those people get out, what happens? Things can get better.
Kopedi, check.
I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say.
I'm fully with you.
Okay.
The reason why is number one, those people who are tendering in Eskom through back doors, they are funding the ANC. I am challenging Machava now. Those people, they are funding the ANC campaigns. Number one, there was this guy called Lucky Montana. He was live on state capture. He told people that ANC cadres, they will tell him that Lucky, we need 40 buses. Make it happen. Those buses, they must go to FNB Stadium. We have a rally there. Yeah. Imagine. So that person, you won't touch him.
What's his name?
fun.
Lucky Montana.
Lucky Montana. I'm challenging you.
Such a gangster name.
You can go to that state capture records. You'll find it. Lucky Montana told the nation that the ANC people were calling him that please avail 40 buses. You must go to campaign.
Kopedi,
Yes.
I don't want to come to this podcast and
Yeah.
to the nation and speak about opinions or just come here and speak like a political infant who's just crying for Malta Bella or singing for supper. I want to come here because I want to put facts on the table.
Yeah.
The number one, the ANC-led government has signed a bill in Parliament of disclosure around funding of political parties. Now, it means everybody else who funds political parties, there must be a disclosure to that point. Now, I'm raising this fact because I want Mr. C to hear, to understand and know that what he's saying here is malicious and misleading, that people who are doing corruption in Eskom are funding the ANC through the back doors. Now, it can't be correct that you've got a person who led Eskom as the CEO or in the form of the router or the rater, and when he had all the powers within him to expose whoever that was committing corruption and so forth, he did not do that. Now he waits for the day that he leaves Eskom. Once he leaves Eskom, he starts speaking, and he just doesn't speak on facts, he speaks on tongues. Now, if he's sure about his facts, this person should be able to stand up and say, so and so and so and so and so are collapsing Eskom. Because the rater and this one of Setu, they are speaking like a husband or a wife that you married, and during your marriage they enjoyed all the benefits of that marriage.
But
And
then-
when the marriage collapsed, they
Then-
now speak as divorcees and they speak bad
Now,
about
if that's
the
the case-
ex-husband.
ANC and its excess.
That's where now, if he speak that language, he should involve his own general secretary. Must not forget what he said after the director make that statement. He said if the director does not disclose names, we, the African National Congress, were going to open a case against him.
Exactly.
Now,
That shows,
there was
that
a-
tells you
there was a
that
time
we're
frame.
very serious. We're very serious
was a
about
time frame.
rooting out corruption.
He speak and put the measures to say on this date, if he does not respond, we are going to do the followings.
Yeah.
Hey, my man, that time frame has lapsed with a month now, not with a days.
Go to
Months.
the ANC. Go to
There's
my
no
ANC
any
page
case
now.
that Fikile opened.
Go to my ANC page now
Yeah.
and speak about and look at what the ANC has said just today or yesterday in its press statement around the statements and utterances that which the director made. Because the ANC is very strict and serious with regard to rooting out corruption and on its renewal project. That is why the SG said publicly, if the director does not tell us who is corrupt and who is making us to not have the lights on and benefiting through back doors in Eskom, we are going to open a case. That should tell you something about ourselves as the ANC. That we are the most transparent, we are the most clean organization.
Before you see when he speaks about transparency, I'm just saying to you and the viewers outside,
After this one.
as the ghost guest, right? In 2019, when we were on a national campaign, right?
Yes.
Somebody came and tells us about the transparency, which is the now sitting president of the ANC. Says everything I will do, it will be open. Everybody will be able to know who I am. I'm an open page, right? Boom. There was an issue of donation the funders. That was before the amendment bill was amended. He said, no, this thing you cannot open it sealed. Even today, the South Africa does not know who funded him. Maybe the name that Sito bring it up, it might be the name of those who funded CR17 campaign in the Nazareth conference, whereby he became the president. Fair enough. Let's say they are most transparent organization. There are names now that have been mentioned through Zondo Commission, Abo Gwedemantashe, including Pala issue. The name is clear. Says Ramaphosa, please respond. SARS confirmed, Reserve Bank confirmed. There is no any amount of money that was declared in that particular fashion of dollars, right? They cannot even hold him accountable. What they do, they go and build a wall. So he must not be, it's untouchable.
Okay. For the sake of clarity, because Mongalo knows and Machaba they know, I'll always provide leadership. Let's stick to this topic of load shedding. I'm challenging you, Kopedi and Machaba, to ask Machaba this question: what is the solution to end this load shedding? Because as the Democratic Alliance, we have solution.
The solution is simple.
We want to gladly answer
Number
that
one,
question. We are the ruling party.
I'll give you solution. Number one, as the Democratic Alliance, we are saying let's privatize. Let's sell Eskom to a private person.
You are singing for a supper.
No, listen.
No. You are
Listen.
singing for a supper. Maybe you will think
No,
that maybe after it's been bought,
like,
you will benefit.
no, give me a
we are
chance to
saying
explain.
people of South Africa vote for EFF, and when EFF government is going to make Eskom to be functioning, and there will be no any privatization of Eskom because that seeks to achieve.
Come on,
the
Ndo, man, you've got no history of governing.
No.
You've never governed
No,
anywhere.
listen. I'm saying number one, we are saying privatize. I mean, let's put Eskom. Like, let's.
Sorry,
No.
is that a good thing? Funny enough, that's actually part of the question, right?
Hey.
It was, sorry.
Okay.
It was.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Number one, we are saying
Yes.
let's sell Eskom.
Yes.
Let's give independent power producers a chance
Okay.
to produce electricity. The reason why is we don't want Eskom to be a sole provider of electricity. Can you imagine if it's Machaba who's selling bread alone? He will always fluctuate prices. Now check the prices of electricity. It's up because Eskom doesn't have a competitor. That's the reason why.
Okay.
So if there was someone who's selling electricity, that person will be competing with Eskom. Then the prices will be different. Yeah.
You know what's happening, Kopedi, coming to the issue of load shedding?
Yes.
Not personally, I don't think there is load shedding in South Africa. And I will tell you why.
Yes.
oka opolanyana ko ntho the time na where EFF is no announce taba ya shutdown. Those 3, is it 3 days or 4 days? There was no load shedding. Why? Machaba o tla re botsa. There was no load shedding just because of the EFF has called for national shutdown.
Yeah.
The sitting president was scared, or now what will happen tomorrow if ever maybe I go on with this type of load shedding. So this is a man-made thing. So they want to privatize Eskom, and with this thing of load shedding, they want to provoke us before they can come and say, no, here is the person, I got reach out of this problem we are facing on daily basis.
Yeah.
Then is that because of that time they were really fed up. This thing load shedding, we will be easily saying, no, I know he can take over.
Okay.
It's then when this thing of privatization comes in, units Z10 at 200.
You asked Mr. Machaba something. I would love for him to answer. Or should we take 5?
Yeah,
and
please.
then, you know what? I think we should take 5. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hey, I don't know what to say. We're coming back, round 2. Ne? This is just a young watanyana what fresh air, young, you know. And then after that, we're coming back. Look, EFF, Boba Tanaka, kasi DMX, ya go wrestling, wagusha rebang, DX, wagusha bachanchana no. Not only that, Mr. Machaba lena unyako ba fa defects ja high. Kamoki, bafunela headquarters, Chako, Kapa. You understand what I'm saying? Guys, it is Kopedi FM. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we will be back, part 2. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here on our round table debate. Round 2, we got the ANC on the right corner. We got the EFF in the middle. And we've got the DA on the left-hand side. On the blue corner. Come on, guys. Eish, homanate, man, homanate. Obviously, if you've been paying attention, homanate. But right now, we're about to get into the answer, yeah. The ANC, Mr. Machaba, needs to answer, Ore. And like, how do they plan on ending load shedding? Because that's something we all want to know. Maybe he has a secret that he knows something that we don't. Anyway, let me give it to him. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kopedi. Kopedi, what I would say is that the ANC at this point in time is actually scrutinizing all relevant solutions towards ending load shedding. The issue of load shedding is top on the agenda of the ANC. That is why we've created a ministry for it. We are glad to announce that we've identified as the ANC key contributors towards load shedding, which amongst others is the dilapidating infrastructure in Eskom and so forth and so forth. We are also looking at proposals which are being made, because we are not an autocratic organization, we are a democratic organization. We are looking at what proposals that both political parties and citizens are making towards independent power producers, whether it will serve the good of the majority of our people. We are also studying around the issue of renewable energy. We are also studying issues of making sure that we plug into the grid of external countries to make sure that we keep the fires and the lights on. But most importantly, what I would tell you is that the Department of or the Minister of Electricity, during his visits to all power stations, has made thorough assessments and identified and came up with conclusive evidence on what needs to happen. And I can tell you now that the where there's a need to replace generators which are not functioning, that process is taking place. Where there's a need to make sure that we restart some units and some rotos that which we think they need to be restarted. That process has started. We know what is key and what is fundamental to this issue is that at least as the ANC-led government, we have been able to identify the problem within Eskom, and we're working towards making sure that we resolve that problem. That is why we're saying, in as much as we are not closing our ears to what other political parties are saying, to what others, to what members of the society are saying with regard to solutions, we are also doing what we can to make use of what we have at our disposal. There are those who, if you agree with me, are saying do away with coal energy, do away with all those things. That debate has been there on our table. But in as far as you listen and you assess to everything else that people are saying or organizations are saying, what do we do in the immediate? That is what we are focusing upon. And we are just to go straight to your point, we are fixing what needs to be fixed. We are changing what needs to be changed in these power stations. We are quickly making sure that we put on measures in place that are going to make sure that our infrastructure in these power stations are renewed, or they are brought into a standard that which can be workable.
Okay, now I want us to agree. All those things that you mentioned, you're telling me they can be done in 7 to 8 months.
It's a process that which it's an ongoing one. It's just that it's a process that which are going to be fast-tracked and monitored by the new Minister of Electricity, and they will be done. It's doable. You just need commitment.
Maybe compared to chip in,
Yes.
If you check within the cabinet of the current president, there are infightings. Why I'm saying that, the energy minister.
They are what? Sorry?
No, they are infighting.
Yes. Okay.
Because some they are saying, Hosien Toramokopa, which ya meberoko ya bona. What they like their duties.
Yes.
You see, so
But
currently, as we speak,
but exigency,
they said
exigency.
No, let me finish.
Okay.
Exigency.
They said that they bought
exigency.
15 years old generator.
Exigency.
15. Okay.
15 years old.
Exigency.
Okay. Let's.
Exigency.
It's a second-hand generator.
Yes.
They bought. Why, like they are saying, they want to
Wait, guys. Sorry. This generator thing, for those that don't understand at home, what kind of generator is this?
It's an
No, but
old generator.
no,
They
but
are
before-
saying they want to rehabilitate
No, no.
Medupi,
No,
to
but-
assist Medupi.
No, but
Yes.
before.
And remember, Medupi has just built.
No, but
they have just finished constructing it.
And sorry, for those that don't know, we are literally less than 25 k's away from Midupi. I'm just saying.
But
I live in a power station. Anyway, carry on.
But Kopedi, I said when we started speaking here that we're speaking to South Africans here who are very devastated by this issue of load shedding. And Zoksiza, or it will help us as political parties that we should not grandstand, or we should not play politics with the lives of our people, when especially dealing with issues that are affecting them on daily basis. We can't come to the national. We can't come to a national platform and now start making assumptions of saying there are infightings in parliament. And that statement is being said. That statement is being said by a very junior councillor of a very local municipality who does not even understand national dynamics. And
But
he
if
comes
you
to
go
national.
to-
He comes to national
support
platforms.
what-
He comes to
no,
national
no, not
platforms.
say-
He
not
comes to national platforms. He comes to a national platform and he wants to tell us what is happening in Cape Town in Parliament to say there are infightings. No. I'll go to the issue of what is being about around the issue of generator.
But before
and
you
what
can
causes
conclude
what
that-
causes
What causes that? I did not want us to speak on assumptions when we are speaking about issues of
Now,
national
here the
interest.
facts
So what
to
you're
prove
saying,
what
so what
Sito
you're
said.
saying is we should only speak facts, which is true.
Yes,
Can we
opinions are
only
not
have?
facts.
Can we only
But
have facts? Welcome, Mr.
Because
Mr.
we've
Frederick.
got
Mr.
opinions
Frederick,
also about
AKA the ghost.
we've got opinions also
Go-
about
go and check.
John
Go and-
Steenhuisen.
No,
But
Ste-
we can't speak about John Steenhuisen because he's a nobody.
Machaba, just wait. You know, your own general secretary, when it's come to the issue of the minister of state enterprise and the minister of mineral resources and the minister Ramokgopa, he said the following, I quote, the president needs to intervene to those three. That tells you there's no peace in Palasi. There's a fight there. Because Gwede does not want Ramokgopa to be there, and Pravin also does not want Ramokgopa to be there. Because Ramokgopa, for him to be there, is going to whip away all the tenderpreneurs that were influenced by Gwede and
Oh, the
Pravin.
tenderpreneurs.
Check, Kopedi, ne?
Okay,
I'll
okay.
tell
So,
you. This
Situ
Okay.
must not come here and start to defend things that are defendless. I'm
Okay.
speaking about the speech that was made, I think,
Mr. Machaba.
if not yesterday, no, Mr. Machaba.
Yes.
If not yesterday, it can be a day before. No,
Yes.
it's yesterday when we were watching Fikile Mbaula announcing that.
Yes.
So the president must intervene.
Okay.
How does
so,
he intervene on
so
things
wait.
that there's no conflict?
Now wait. I want to ask him as an ANC member. I get. What are you saying? Are you saying there is conflict at the top,
There is
or
no,
there is no conflict?
there
at
is no conflict. There is actually cohesion.
Okay, let me chip in. Kopedi, check. I'm challenging Machaba now. Okay. I'm saying they bought 15 years old second-hand generator. They are saying they are claiming it like they are in fact they are saying they want to rehabilitate Midupi because Midupi is a failed project. If that project was being constructed by the Chinese, I'm telling you that thing will be functional. And they were not going to take that years that the ANC took to build that power station. In a week, the Chinese will finish building a fully
A clear indication of a political party that has a clear indication of a political party that has no trust in its own young entrepreneurs or its own business people that are fit to be empowered. A clear indication of a political party that would say go and get it outside even if you've got it inside. Why do you go and take it from the Chinese when we have built a Midupi power station? Midupi power station is one of the biggest. It's
Fourth, actually.
The fourth biggest power station in the world. Now it's given that it will malfunction there and there. And it's not the whole of Midupi that's got a challenge. But are you saying where there's a challenge, are you going to, I mean, you don't cut the whole arm if only your finger needs attention. You deal with the finger, and that is what we're doing as the ANC-led government in Midupi Power Station. We're fixing the finger. We're not cutting the arm. Why do we bring the Chinese?
Sometimes
Why do we bring the Chinese when there's a problem?
constructed Midupi. It was Chinese people. People who were doing engineering there, they were Chinese. You can ask the ghost.
Japanese.
So now I want to ask. Sorry.
Okay. He was working in Midupi.
I want to now ask. Right?
Yeah.
But you are
guys saying-
confused. You are
guys
confused. You are saying
as
we should
now,
have brought
Mr.
Chinese.
Mr.
Before
I get it.
you can ask the question,
Okay.
let's come back to the issue of Machaba here, the chief whip,
Yes.
so-called. And he said, if there's a problem on the finger, you should cut the finger, not the hand, right? There are those cancers that you must not cut the finger, but cut the hand. And those cancers are such as ANC. You must not cut a finger, you must cut the entire ANC into the government. Why? Because we are in this mess today because of the African National Congress, including Mr. Machaba as a chief whip.
Can we say that though?
Yeah,
Okay.
we.
So
Really?
says
Okay.
When Midupi was built,
says a
Right?
person who has
During
never
Zuma's time.
governed. So says a political party that has never led any government.
Okay.
when
I want to ask.
When
Okay.
Midupi and Kusile was announced to say they're going to be built in South Africa, right? The understanding was the following. They are going to assist the current power stations, which was such as Matimba here where we are in Lephalale, right?
Yes.
And now, since then Matimba was built, many years, maybe it can be before he was born or I was born, or we were born, in fact, right? We have never had a challenge or a problem that Midupi is facing at Matimba. You know why? The political intervention intervened there and did not want to complete the project because that project for it not to be completed is a beneficiary is a contribution of beneficiary to the ruling party because now look, let's not go to Cape Town like Sito doing. Here in Lipalale, there is no one, even the previous mayors, who want to step down as a mayor. You know why? That project must not be completed because that is where they benefited. All of them who fought to be a mayor. You can ask Sito because his councillor was a mayor for 2 months to 3 months. He will tell you what he benefited from Medupi. Everybody now is fighting to be number one of Lipalale, not because of Lipalale have got something special. It's because that Medupi power stations.
Okay.
Okay, Kopedi, let me say this. We must not shy away from this concept of saying Medupi is a failed project of the ANC. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's failed.
So wait, okay, tell me this now. I'm giving a theoretical, right? Now, if Medupi now had to succeed, right? Let's say.
Do we need the DA? Do we need the EFF?
Yes, we need the DA.
Kopedi, in Medupi, as we are speaking, currently,
Yes.
there are more than 4 units in Medupi that are working.
Out of 6.
Out of that, there are more than 4, which means it's only unit 2 that needs rehabilitation because there was a blast in that unit. How do you call that a failed state? Are you not aware? Are you not aware that after every that's why we've got some things that are called shutdowns and so forth. That means during shutdowns, it means those units needs to be serviced and so forth. Now, when there's a service, including your car, when your car needs a service, are you going to call it a failed car, a failed project, simply because your car needs a service? Look, wait, let's teach you. Let's teach you because you are young. No, you are 10 years old. No, you are 10 years old. No, let's teach. No, you are 10 years old. Let's teach you. Let's get you into these things so that you understand. You understand? You can't copy it. You can't as the ANC.
Yes.
As the ANC, we can tell you we've got a good story to tell.
Yes.
And we are not shying away that there are problems, and where there are problems, we must actually fix. We are taking responsibility of the problems that which we see and we are facing.
Do they?
And yes, we are. We are saying we are. We are. I'm here live. I'm here live representing the ANC, saying we are taking responsibility of where there are problems.
Yes.
No, you are not.
No,
They
I'm
are
saying
defending the problems.
No,
They
I'm
are
saying
not.
we are taking responsibility.
Yes.
I mean, for him, when he's saying, when you say you are taking responsibility, it will mean that the EFF must then take over. Show me where you have led before you can
Actually, you know what? I hear this. I totally hear this. I want to first start, right? Because load shedding is an ongoing thing. It's been going on for quite a few years. I feel like even if we had to talk about it, it might take over the whole
Day.
do you understand what I'm trying to say? We won't
Finish.
I heard everyone's points. We know where you all stand. Do you get what I'm saying? I would still love to hear more, but unfortunately, I'm like, otherwise we might not get to the rest of the questions, right? There's certain questions I would like to ask. You said something. You were like, we should go get the Chinese for Medupi, right? In closing, and to just wrap it up. And actually, it's not even to wrap it up. We've wrapped it up. This is about another thing. Do you, as a DA member, believe, right? And please, you guys can also answer. Is that, do you believe that we as South Africans, we as black South Africans, are we not able to make function our own resources? Do we always need external help? Number one, either we need the Brits, we need the Americans, we need the Chinese. Is it not possible for us as South Africans to get to a point where we say, right now, right? We as South Africa can alone, without the English, without the Americans, without the Chinese, where we say we can stand alone. Obviously, guys, working together, working with all companies, working with other countries is trade. It doesn't mean we need help from them. We sell coal to all other countries. We sell to multiple countries as well, even though we are the ones who don't have the electricity. But nonetheless, question still stands. Do you, as a DA member or as the DA, do you guys believe that we need help from outside or we need external help, and internally we just can't do it?
Fair enough. If you check, and I'm challenging you, you can go and do your own research.
Okay.
Other countries, they are having the best and the best engineers. I'm not saying that we don't have in South Africa.
You know, answer my question, please. Answer my question, please.
I'm saying we can at South African.
Question answered.
Ne? We can as South African. Only if we are not biased. We are not corrupt in terms of saying who is constructing this, who can do that. In that way, we can.
You know, the challenge is it comes here.
Wait, let me ask. Let me. Before even you get to the challenges, I want to ask you: do you believe that Black South Africans, and not only Black South Africans, but South Africans youth as a whole, white, black,
Colored, Indian,
all of?
I want to quickly answer that. The challenge that we are having is a cadre deployment. You take a principal who's on pension to monitor a certain department of electricity, who only knows about childhood development. So if we then says this project, they've got a most qualified engineers we do have in South Africa, right? That they can then go and run the project
But
without involving.
this one is
teachers
mixing
and-
bananas with apples.
No,
Kopedi,
I'm not.
this one is mixing bananas and apples. Your question was,
We
do you
are.
believe that we've got
believe-
capacity?
We believe in the capacity, but that capacity is not utilized based on the cadre deployment where the principal who are on pension,
Okay.
the teachers, those who voted for certain person to be a president, they are now being deployed to an
No, but this is about the youth. This is about the youth.
No,
because right
let,
now.
let's help you.
Okay, I hear you. Okay. Yes.
Let's help you before you wrap it up, because I
Okay.
want us to move forward, or like you indicated, and
Yes.
giving us clarity.
Yes.
Kopedi, I'm glad that the DA considered. They came here live in the presence of everybody and said, we must go and get Chinese. And later on contradicted themselves and said, no, we've got capacity ourselves to do it. Why do we go and get it outside if we've got capacity? Must use this capacity that we have within before we can go and export the capacity of Chinese. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but I'm just glad that the DA publicly, when everybody else was listening, considered that South Africans have got capacity, but they still said we must still, even though we are in the midst, we are spoiled for choice, we must go and get it somewhere else. But I want to help these ones. Barang one. These ones. Bangalingi speak about cater deployment.
Yes.
Because I can tell you now that the Minister of Electricity has the relevant qualifications that are necessitated or that are necessary towards, he's an engineer by profession. Now, what is he talking about? It goes back to what I said when we started here. That
So
let's
he
not-
actually understands
Yes,
what's going
it
on.
goes to
No,
what
I
it
did not
no
let
no
him
it
out
goes
now.
no no
I
it
said
no no
the
it
cadre
goes
deployment
Agri was
to
speaking
assess
about
a
issue
strategic
was
point.
speaking about
Okay.
issue. Wait, you
I did not
speak.
speak
You
about
no, you
Ramaphosa.
spoke.
I
Wait,
said a strategic
wait,
point where the cadre deployment have been deployed.
wait, you spoke. That's why people are are skeptical about this organization, because there's no order here.
No, we are
Wait,
in
let's give you
We
order.
are just telling you that what you are saying.
No, let's give you
It's a
let's
fallacy, in fact.
Wait.
I said
wait.
the cadre deployment in a strategic point.
Wait.
Okay.
Not Ramokhuba per se.
What
Okay.
I'm saying here is, in
Yes.
wrapping up this issue, is that we have deployed the best of the best in Ramokgopa, who's got the relevant qualifications that are needed
Yes.
in the Ministry of Electricity. And we believe that with time, he's going to turn things around, and load shedding will be the thing of the past, and we will, as the ANC-led government, be able to keep the lights on.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
but-
Okay.
no,
No. Wait.
No, there's
Wait.
nothing.
Wait.
There's nothing. There's
Okay.
nothing special about Ramokgopa except being Majaivan.
Ex-
Machaba must not lie. Machaba must not lie. There's nothing special about Ramokgopa except being popular on TikTok, jiving there. No.
Can we give it? Okay. Wait. I want our now ghost to our EFF. Just last few words, please. And please keep it short because I want to get on to the next thing.
Yeah, no, I wanted to come to a point where you said, do we have capacity as South Africans now? I can say yes, but we are not. We do not have enough.
Okay.
Why I'm saying that? I want to.
Hearing him say that.
No.
No. You must not go
No,
there.
you can't say that.
Because
You know why?
You two are going to be.
I will
because
give.
we have a lot of
I will give
contradictions here.
typical example.
Wait. Hey. Yes.
Typical
Please,
example here
please.
in Lephala. Remember, before Medupi can start,
Yes.
it was announced maybe 4 or if not 5 years back before it can commence. Then, but at that time, the current the leadership, the current government should have prepared the people from Lephalale because they knew 5 years before that there is this big project that is coming, of which it will talk the engineers, it will talk the artisan, it will talk the skill like they come for Panangawa.
Yes.
But because of their aim is not to build or grow or maybe give someone skill. That's why they don't have a giraffe view.
Okay.
In fact.
Okay. Oh, that's such a nice. Giraffe view. Come on, guys.
No, EFF, can you give us chance?
Yeah.
Both of you must respond to this.
Well, give him the mic. Give him the mic.
We understand we understand they're still small. No, we understand they're still small,
Yes.
but they must allow us to actually respond to them. The EFF can speak from this side and speaks from this side without us because they're making misleading statements here.
Okay.
Koped, we want to put it categorically clear here without any fear of contradicting ourselves here as the ANC-led government.
Yes.
That as the ANC, we've got a giraffe view, an elephant view of things. That's why when we've built Medupi Power Station, we were the ones that brought about the initiative of Taklon Center. There was an aim that which we had as the ANC-led government. The aim was that in Taklon Center, when you were supposed to actually cultivate your engineer in a period of 4 years or 5 years, Taklon Center was able to cultivate an engineer with 2-3 years. We shortened the space because we had best of the best. That was the giraffe view that he's speaking about. He just likes using English words, even where he does not know that
that was after.
Understand?
That was after the strikes.
We understood. We understood what was needed when Medupi was built.
I was there.
We understand. We understood what was needed. I can tell you, I led during that particular time a delegation that went to see the then CEO of Eskom, Brandames. I was there when Roman Crooks was then the chairman of the board, who was Brandames. The CEO was Roman Crooks. We went there to Megawatt Park to say, how do we then? And we were motivated, Kopedi. We were motivated by what we saw in Matimba Power Station. Go to the parking lot of Matimba Power Station and tell me what is happening in Matimba Power Station as things stands now. In the parking lot of Matimba Power Station, you are going to see cars with registration numbers such as ND, MP, and so forth. And there was never a registration, L, and so forth and so forth. Why? Because during the construction of Matimba Power Station, our fathers and mothers left school and went and constructed Matimba Power Station. When the construction phase was over, and it was now time to operate the power station, they did not have necessary skills. Now, we wanted to avoid that situation with Medupi. That is why we went and said, let us go and create our own center here that produces your plant operators, your engineers, and so forth. I'm not speaking about things that is not there. I'm not saying things that are not. I'm saying to you, go to Lephalale FET College. There is a Taklon Center that is there. Its aim was that we had a giraffe view. It was supposed to produce that. The problem was that.
Okay.
No, let me finish.
You see?
Let me finish one.
Okay. Wait. Can you give him the mic, please?
No, but EFF will talk and that they will talk.
Kopedi. Look. That was on your Maltabella to feed chief, because when you came here, you knew that there would be a broadcast, and then you should have come prepared. You know. I mean, it's drive. And
No, come.
Now look,
Yes.
when Machaba says here, he just claim things that did not happen.
Okay.
The reason why they are fighting now for Medupine,
Yes.
it is you might not know or you may know
Yes.
that there was a conflict just not long ago, I think 3 weeks back,
Okay.
when the people of Kayefa were now chased out. You know why? Kayefa wanted the quality and the skills that it is that you don't find here, and go and source it outside in South Africa, right?
Okay.
We are in a democratic
But remember,
country.
okay,
Now,
guys. Yes. Okay.
now, what is Mr. Machaba said that they've got a giraffe view?
Yes.
They do not have.
Yes.
If they do have giraffe view,
Mm.
go and check the mayor who was sitting in 2016,
Yes.
whom just wear a gown of university without going to university, right? You might know what I'm talking about. So, in that case, it must darn tell you that who's going to lead, who's going to lead these things of ANC in Lepala? There's no capacity at all. There's no capacity at all.
Yes.
There's nothing that they can say ANC.
Okay.
Even today, they're still fighting among
Okay.
themselves for positions.
Okay.
If you
Now-
go there and ask the qualifications,
Let me
they are-
ask you guys a question, right? I
cl-
hear you.
In closing.
I hear you. No. Let me just.
In closing.
Okay. What? This thing.
Yeah, in closing the debate.
I also want to
next
assist
time,
Mr.
Kopedi,
Machaba.
when you call us to a broadcast, please bring us people with capacity. Man.
I think next time
Okay.
we
Let's.
call
No. Let me see. Let me wait. Because you see now, this thing becomes and now it becomes a tit for tat. That's not what we want to do, right? And with the moment it becomes tit for tat, it becomes ugly. No one brings up facts. We just bring up problems things that no. Okay. Now I want to. Sorry. What I do want to ask, right, is let's go to the EFF thing, right? I've heard this thing about saying opening borders, right? You guys always talk about opening borders in terms of let's say this, having an one Africa for all. What is everybody's statement on saying having a one Africa for all? Because that's something in hindsight, it looks nice. The United States of Africa, sounds nice. But in reality, is that possible? And can we have one EFF person who's going to?
I will respond to that.
You will respond to that. Okay, then can we have? Can you give him the mic so that we can just, you know what I mean? So that because now we are also getting pressed for time now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, before we can speak about Africa,
Sorry, maybe before we must agree that let one speaker not speak 3 times on one issue, so that we go to the next issue.
it's
because
fine.
We're speaking 10 times on one issue. And so
Okay.
forth and so forth.
Okay.
Now it's
Okay.
now
Yes.
reading-
Now we are moving along. We are past the game. Yes.
Look, before I can speak about the Africa on its own,
Yes.
let's go and check the United States,
Okay.
how it's operating.
Okay.
There's one state there, one currency, one president, right?
Yes.
Which now, the economy of America is very fine, it's doing well. Because they source things in Africa through a different presidency per country.
Yes.
We then now move not far along from where we are in Botswana. I think
Yes.
Botswana and is it Namibia or Zambia, something like that.
Okay.
No, not Zambia, so it's Namibia,
Mm.
where they are no longer using a passport.
Mm.
They are saying if you are from this country A to country B, you only present your ID presentations, then you go through.
Okay.
Now, if we came to a sense that we said one Africa, that simply says we are going to be able to control the means of productions, the mineral resources of Africa in Africa. And that is a collapsing of the state of America, because they are now no longer going to be having an access, because the president will be one. Now, if you disagree with America as a South Africa now, what they'll do, they impose a sanction. Go and look what is happening in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Because Zimbabwe did not agree with Terre Blanche and those leaders of Europe, right? They now impose a sanction in Zimbabwe for Zimbabwe to suffer. And seems like they're empowering those other neighboring countries, which they are not. They continue to milk resources from those countries. So the one continent is the most solutions in Africa. Because that's where we will be able to control the means of production of African continent. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we just have a quick thing? Because I understand everybody now is also pressed for time. Yes.
No,
Just-
in response, Kopedi, check. If you check the way things they are now, who else in this continent will want to be like let's say we have one president, then who will be that president in Africa? Because we are dealing with elders that they like power. Whom are the dictators? You see? So you want to tell that person that tomorrow you won't be a president of that country. You'll be a minister of health.
Of South Africa.
No.
Oh, okay.
Remember, they'll break them into portfolios if we have one president
Yes.
of the whole continent.
Yes.
Those elders, they like power, man. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Could you tell Museveni, like President Museveni, and say, you are no longer a president? You won't.
Okay.
It
Fair.
won't work.
Fair.
Simple thing.
Ruling party.
And then okay, sorry. For the first time, hearing an EFF member saying that the economy of the United States of America is doing well. Chief, remember, it's a capitalist state, that side. You are a socialist. How can you praise the
I did
capitalist
not praise them. That's
No,
not
you
what
praised them, but it's
I
fine.
said.
It's fine.
I
It's
said,
fine.
I
Kind
quote
of
my
did.
statement.
Okay.
The reason
Okay,
why,
it's-
remember he said you must not speak more than 3 times. Now it's for the second time. He said,
Set the rules. I was just suggesting.
No, and then it was seconded. It was seconded and approved.
Okay.
Now, what I said,
Yes.
there is, before I can speak about Africa, let's go and look at America. The America is benefiting from Africa. Now, their economy is doing because of their benefiting from Africa.
Okay.
Now, if we,
Yes.
as an African continent,
Yes.
stand on our own feet
Yes.
and be one country,
Okay.
No, it's
One
fine.
state.
No, it's fine. We had that fact.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
respond.
okay,
We must
yes,
listen
no,
next
no,
time.
it's fine.
Let's respond
Okay.
maturely.
Yes.
Let's respond maturely. Look, Kopedi,
Yes.
we don't have a problem with other African countries. There's a reason that which there are borders in place, and that's for control. That's why there are borders in place.
Yes.
There are no borders in place because we want separation of people. There are borders in place because we want to control the movement between amongst countries, as to say what is happening in this country, what is happening in that other country. Necessarily because we are not using the same currency, we are not experiencing the same economical challenges and so forth and so forth. But we want to put it categorically clear here as the ANC that we love our African countries. We love our African counterparts. We owe our freedom to some of them who were there, who gave us a home during the dark days of apartheid. But that does not necessarily mean we should not have control and everybody else does as it pleases. We are not chasing anybody away. If we had a problem with them, we would be chasing them away. That's why when there's xenophobia, we're the first ones to stand up and say this is wrong and so forth and so forth. But we're saying we can't be a lawlessness country. We can't be a country that does not have control, where everybody does as he pleases. We must be a country that has means of controlling the access to who gets into the country and who gets out of the
Basically,
country.
I understand. Basically, is to say there needs to be order.
There needs to be
Order.
order.
Basically.
That's
And,
basically
and order needs to be created.
exactly my point. No,
Okay.
you wait. You spoke more than enough
I'm
on
not
this
speaking.
issue. This one must wait, man. This
I
one
was-
must relax.
Okay, yes.
So
Okay.
that's why these borders were created. They were
Okay.
not created because we've got a problem with Zimbabweans. They were not created because we've got problems with the people of Angola.
But can we also remember, sorry to get in, but can we also remember that the borders were also created before our time, right? It's not like they are only kept there. They are not. They weren't put by Africa. Like
not every
quote unquote.
not everything that happened during apartheid was wrong.
Yes.
You must get this thing
Actually,
clear.
that is. I
Not-
agree with that.
Not everything that was
I don't know
done
if you
during
guys can
apartheid
agree with that as
was
well.
wrong.
I disagree.
You just okay.
No, I disagree.
Okay.
Give me
If
just
we are
a
saying
reason
everything
why.
that
Yeah,
was
so are
done,
you saying everything?
if
under
we are saying
apartheid?
everything that was done
Look,
under apartheid was wrong, it means we must collapse this country.
Like I said, the
It means we
ANC
must
is at
collapse
the
this
stage-
country.
It's at the stage of being amoeba. They cannot know which direction they are taking and where they are coming from. I will tell you why. What was the motto of Bantu Steve Biko? Decolonize of education, right?
No, Kopedi. Kopedi.
Why
But we talk about borders. Let's
No, no.
stick.
I'm coming
Now,
there.
now
I'm
we're being
coming
taught
there.
our own
No, no,
history
no.
and our own
I'm coming
martyrs
there. I'm
by
coming
somebody
there.
who's 9 years old in politics
No,
who
I'm
came in
coming there.
2009.
I'm coming
This
there.
man can't tell us
No,
about
I'm coming
Biko.
there. I'm
He does
coming
not
there.
know Biko.
Okay, but come on,
what
come on.
I'm
Let's
saying
let's,
is
let's get the
The
point. Let's get the point
colonialism,
quickly.
the
Yes,
colonization
yes.
of African continent is the reason why we end up having those borders. But the times when the ANC veterans or Umkondo Wesizwe were traveling to Botswana and to Mozambique, there was no borders. There were only a way to pass through. I'm saying they were only passing through, right? And coming
Really?
back.
No. Kopedi, we
I
must.
mean, I'm young. I'm younger than
let's
the country
help
today.
you.
Sorry. The country today is turning 29 years old. I'm younger than the country's freedom. But I can tell you this. I know there was borders. But anyway.
Let's tell you, Kopedi,
Yes.
and the viewers and the listeners at home. And this I said when we started here, that these ones who are 9 years old in politics must actually be doing learning from us who are the oldest liberation movement in Africa. Now they come here and they're misleading. They're saying there were no borders when the MK were crossing. We can tell you, as members of the ANC, we've got a history in our archives that the MK members crossed borders
Yes.
to go to Angola,
No,
to
it's-
go to our counterparts.
It's fine.
Now,
It's-
now, for us to sit here and listen to an opposition party that is just this small, misleading the nation,
Okay,
it's
okay.
uncalled for.
Okay, guys, I need yes to go do the research.
No, they can go to Julia's house now.
Yes.
That guy Mari is talking about we must open borders. Why are they able to?
Why does he have a wall? Why does he have protection? Why does he have security guards? Okay.
Because we are one Africa.
Okay. No, security, order, control, we understand that, right? Now, I want to ask another thing, right? This is now
Before you
Okay,
ask, I
okay,
just want
okay.
to make correction on what ANC said.
Okay, yes.
No, we are not 9 years in politics. Remember, we are from you. You are the one who taught us to be in politics. Then we divorced. So do away with this thing of saying we are 9 years. We are not 9 years.
Okay.
Thank
okay.
you.
No, you are a
but-
factory fault, half cooked.
Okay. I've got two last questions. This is the question before last. It has a thing to do with politics in general. There's something I've been noticing about political parties, right? Is that every time political parties there would be a sensitive issue, whether some woman is getting killed, unfortunately, whether people are striking, whether people are doing this or that. Somehow political parties are always trying to involve themselves in a situation instead of actually help it. When there's racism, do you get what I'm trying to say? But there is no way these people provide help even after. And my question becomes this. It's clout. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is the word it's called, clout. So my question is, why is it that it seems like political parties nowadays, instead of making a difference, they chase clout? Look, it's like, yes, we want to look like we're helping, but instead of actually helping. I say this because I've seen it from the DA, I've seen it from the EFF, and I've also seen it from the ANC. So my question becomes, what is it that you can say to people outside? I get it. What is it that you can say to people outside? Not only outside, but say to your fellow members as well. To say, guys, this thing that we are doing, 1, 2, 3, because I can't tell you as a politician, because I'm not. So we'll start here, we'll enter at the ANC, but then after that, we'll follow up with the last question.
No, maybe Kopedi just repeat that question again.
Okay. Question becomes, why is it that political parties are chasing clout? We're chasing stardom, things that are supposed to be done by the celebrities, but they're done by politicians. Things like GBV, things like racism, things like a lot of things fall under those kind of things. We work as well, but the systems where those people are are still not working.
No, the thing is like, if you check these other political parties,
Mm.
talking about the EFF and the ANC, they check where they can use the condition of our people and start politicizing it, and it seems as if they are helping them, while they know that they are not helping. In fact,
Okay.
they are rubbing a salt on the wound.
Okay.
I don't know if you follow.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
No, I'm saying. If you
Also, it's only them that do it.
No, it's somebody who
Also, you guys as the DA don't.
No, we don't do that. Because
Really?
Yeah, they identify on like, okay, this community, they are struggling with this thing.
Okay.
Then they come
Okay.
and start politicizing that thing.
Oh, it's like the same way when there was the racism thing that was in Free State, and you guys didn't do anything about it.
They start politicizing it.
Oh, you guys even started saying that no, the racist guy, he was in the right because it is their pool and they have the right to it because it is. I'm trying to understand something properly there because that is something that actually happened. That's why I'm like each and everybody.
Be careful when you answer that question.
Yeah.
Say it properly.
I'm saying Kopel check.
Mm.
You know what are the, like, you know what is the ANC is doing, and also the EFF.
It's the same way. Sorry.
Leave the ANC, answer Free State
Sorry.
issue.
It's the same way. It's the
Leave
same
the
way.
ANC,
It's the same way the
answer the
DA
Free State.
doesn't help. Because I'm trying to support what you're saying, right? It's the same way the DA doesn't help when there's people in the worst school. Right here in our Elas Ras, when there's black kids who say that they need to get into school, when they say there's black kids that need help and no one helps them. So it's your guys' way of saying that no, we don't involve ourselves in these things.
It's like, Kobe, let me give you a clear example.
Okay.
And I'm disappointed because we have never asked this question about land. It's like there's this perspective of saying the DA, they don't agree with land redistribution, while we agree. But the ANC and the EFF, they will come to the community and start politicizing it and say that the DA is the one that is refusing to distribute land.
So the DA is saying we must distribute land.
Yeah,
We-
we
we-
must distribute land.
So you're saying
No, we've got a win.
okay?
Yes.
I
No,
know,
we've
guys.
got a win. No, we won.
I know
We believe in
No. We're almost
land
there.
reform.
Exactly.
Okay.
Land reform. It's
Okay.
there in our policy.
Okay.
To say people must be allocated land. It is there.
No, we have won.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, y'all have heard it here first.
The only
Kopedi FM.
so
Okay.
The only thing that we differ
Mm.
is without compensation. That's why we differ.
That's not redistribution.
So,
No, it's distribution.
so
Also, okay.
are you saying
So you guys want to sell land?
maybe before
That's not redistribution. It's selling land.
before Ken came in Kopedi,
Okay.
I just want him to answer, maybe to clarify some issues before Ken came in, right? Are you saying that the DA, it is in position to implement the Freedom Charter, to say the land belongs to all who work on it?
Let me
Black
assist
and
you,
white.
Andrew. Let me assist you. We are saying land reform must happen. Ne?
Also.
We are saying Section 25 of the Constitution must never ever be amended. Must remain as it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if
So land. So would you believe that if right now your white fellow counterparts, if they had to say that we need to give land to the fellow people that are working on it, would you agree?
if they are selling.
I mean, not if they're saying, if the people, sorry, vice versa. If the people that are working say that we need land from the people that we are working for, which is usually the case, the whites.
In our land reform policy,
Okay.
we are saying that people who are working the land, we are proposing that the farm owners, in fact, they must give shares to the people who are working that land. It is there in our constitution.
Y'all hear it. Y'all hear it. I need you to do. Why is it that people chase clout? Not about the land thing, but about the clout thing. We might get into the land thing a bit later because that land one is also a bit sensitive because it seems like it's a topic, ne? That have you ever dangled a carrot in front of a horse just to get it to run faster? It seems like it's more of that than anything. When people want votes, they talk about land. When people want this, they talk about land. But are we equipped? The question shouldn't be our people, should they get land? Should be a matter of what is the idea to use for that land. But anyway, Clout. Our question is Clout. Why is it that political parties, right? I'm going back to the question. Why is it that political parties chase clout? Meaning they chase things that look like they will benefit them for what? For votes. Instead of actually helping a real situation where they actually can. Please.
No, we EFF would not chase clouds. we provide leadership at all times. I will tell you why.
I say this because I know
No,
about
no,
everybody, but anyway.
no, it's your perspective and your conclusion on how you research, but we are telling you our document. Our document have got zero tolerance of GBV and anyhow. And where we find that there was any GBV, what we do, we provide the following counseling to a specific family. Two, if it needs a legal representation, we do provide such. And that also does not say the family should come back and vote for EFF.
Yes.
Now it says.
Can I ask on that point? When's the one time where you guys actually paid for a lawyer for a person who was in GBV? GBV happens every single day. Name me one person. Just one.
Go to the current case, which I cannot name the person now because it's out through a bail in Venda, where the lady was called that she was killed by their boyfriend or husband. It is now pending. If you can find it there, it's one of the populist person or comedian person on the online. You will find that EFF provide an advocate there. The regional chairperson of Vembe is presenting that family free of charge.
Okay.
If you then go and see who are the provider for the counseling.
Paid for by the EFF.
I'm saying, agree, in EFF we've got those advocates.
Okay.
And then if there's an issue that affect confronting your area, you need to avail yourself to go and present such person.
Okay.
I can even give the name of the person. The advocate, the chairperson of Vembe is doing that. If you can go and ask that or do a research, you will find it.
What's his name?
We are on the platform. I'm not allowed to advertise him. He's an advocate.
Oh,
but
okay.
if you find that in good faith, the court.
What's his position in the EFF?
He's the regional chairperson of Vembe.
Okay.
Now,
that's fine.
He's provided leadership to that particular family, where the lady was alleged killed by the boyfriend or husband, and the EFF provide the following. You asked me one specific incident. The counseling has been provided.
Okay.
The legal position was provided, and also emotional support was also provided.
Okay.
Now let's come back to the issue of says to C2. When he says the DA is in position, you know, sometimes when somebody in the DA was a black leader, but his later late predecessor, what is his name? Musimaimani, start speak about the land in that particular party. He met his makers on that day, and he found himself out of the organization because the DA does not agree at all. That's why even says, he said we agree. Later he said no, we are in dispute with the issue of Section 25 to be amended. How can you come and say that on this platform?
So basically, he's contradicting what his predecessor. Okay. No, I hear you there. Because the thing is, I don't want to wait. No, I need to hear him. No, I need to hear him. We will get back to it. We will get back to it. It's fine. We will. Yes.
I'll
Please.
be very short because I want us to move forward.
Yes.
To the next questions.
Yes.
Clout. That's what the question was. Why do political parties actually post clout and not actually help? Well, we have seen that in the DA. We have also seen that in the EFF, but in the ANC we've always been there to assist, and we see it through when we say we assist, because we also condemn the issue of playing into public gallery. Because when you play into public gallery, it's when you claim to be doing something that which you are not doing because you want to be populist. Now, the problem with nowadays politicians is that we've got celebrity wannabes. And
as he said, Fikile is one of them.
No. I'll not. You know, the problem with these ones is that I've got a problem of taking them serious, because they themselves don't take themselves serious. So that's what they are taught. They are taught toxic politics.
Okay.
They are taught name droppings and so forth and so forth. Now those are not real politics. You understand? These are children who just feel like they are old enough and they can start.
Okay, no, it's fine. Let's not. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
On the point.
Yes.
We need real revolutionaries to come to the party.
Yes.
Who are guided by true feelings of love. That is what we are taught in the ANC. That is why to name the few, when there was an issue here, locally here, that which you touched and left it a bit and so to run away quickly without even answering it. The issue of a war school, Lazarus, where children were denied an opportunity, black children were denied an opportunity to be registered, and when they were supposed to be registered, they had spent almost 2 months staying in the beer hall when white students were actually learning. It was the ANC-led government that was led by myself, the chief whip, who went and assisted, including the Women's League structure in the ANC, Waterberg region, and all structures of the ANC. These ones of the EFF, I get they are always Johnny come late in all the events. They are populists of note. They look at things, and when they are about to enter its ending, they come in and jump in. So that's what they did. They just came to the school and claimed to be helping. And when on the struggle that which we formed and started, and everybody else saw that it was an ANC program that confronted that white minority or white arrogance that Abosetu perpetuated and said nothing about, because their masters were the ones who were at the forefront. They even called these ones the policing forum to come and assault those who were actually peacefully protesting, to say, make sure that all of us, the doors of learning shall be opened for all. I'm just naming but few incidents that which we started and saw its end.
Okay.
To say that it's wrong, I agree with you, Kopedi.
Yes.
Clouding and claiming to be helping when you are not helping, it's wrong. But we in the ANC discourage it, and we tell our structures that tell no lies and claim no easy victory.
Okay.
When you do something, do it to totality. Thank you very much.
Now, last question. And this one. And
that one of land so that
okay.
we don't just pass
No, but
wait.
Kopedi, can we go to the last question?
Last
You've
question.
got questions. We
Last
don't have.
question.
Let's not.
last question. Sorry, because the land part will be for a part 2 of a part 2.
Okay, it's fine.
Do you understand what I'm saying? That one will be touching about all the problems. Right now, everything that we were discussing, if you check, I get all the questions had to do with our rights. Do you understand what I'm saying? Had to do with our freedom. Hence, when we talk about sensitive situations like Clout and this and this and this and this and that. Anyway, guys, even if you could give me just a sentence, what does your political party say when it says we represent freedom in this way, or this way? Do you get what I'm trying to say? We represent freedom. Today's Freedom Day, right? How do you represent freedom? What is it to you guys that is freedom?
Okay, it's fine. Let me start.
Okay.
Remember, in my opening statement, I said that as the Democratic Alliance, we are saying, okay, so remember on my opening statement, I said that we as the Democratic Alliance, we are saying, okay, no, it's fine. Yeah, sorry for that. No, it's fine. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's technical things, Machab. Don't worry. So remember, on my opening statement, I mentioned that in the Democratic Alliance, we believe in 3 things, which are the core values of the DA, and those things they entirely describe the freedom. We talk about freedom, fairness, and opportunity. If you elaborate all those key things, they will tell you what are we talking about.
So for you guys, that is what you describe.
Yes, fairness, freedom, opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
EFF.
Look, freedom. I was even forgetting that today we are in a freedom day, because I'm not in freedom. Why should I say I'm in a freedom with load shedding? Why should I say I'm in a freedom without water, a pure clean water? Why should I say I'm in a freedom with a town that is all over flooded by a sewage, linking sewages?
Fair, but
So
what do you describe
I'm
as
coming
freedom?
there. I'm
Okay,
coming
okay,
there.
okay.
The freedom to us is when you've got a full and total liberation of freedom to vote and economical freedom. Without economic freedom, you are nothing. Without economy, you are nothing. This country on its own, when you can hear them speaking about our economy is down, they are telling you that our freedom is down. Who are the beneficiaries of that economy? Is the white monopoly capitals. So we want the freedom to be experienced and felt and exercised by everyone, even those who are living in a rural areas.
Okay, fair. But just last time, what do you describe as freedom? Not what are the other problems. What do you describe as freedom? That's it.
If it was high school, you'd have failed this one.
No, wait. I just come on. Come on. Okay. Yes.
The way how we describe the freedom, and where we can say we are in a freedom, it's when we have got the freedom of economy, freedom to land, freedom to quality free education. Those things, there are so many that I can count.
Okay. No, I hear you. Thank you. Free education, free land, and free and economy.
Well-
freedom to an economy. Yes.
Well, Kopedi, let's help you. Let's help our.
Jay says it's ANC's.
Yeah.
No.
When we
Kopedi.
speak about
No,
freedom,
it's fine.
No,
Let's-
Kopedi.
when we
No,
speak
no.
about when we
Before
speak
you
about
get-
when we
get
speak
in.
about freedom,
Kopedi.
Wait. Okay. Wait.
No.
We'll get back. I just.
No, Kopedi.
Okay.
You should not say these are the ANC issues.
It's
it's
his.
not.
no,
It
no,
wasn't
no,
Kopedi. No, it wasn't
I'm
Kopedi.
It
saying
wasn't me.
no, it's fine.
Eh.
What you are
But
saying-
it wasn't
Go
Kopedi who
and
said
read-
that.
Go and read the founding manifesto of the EFF.
Okay. No.
But how old is the EFF?
I hear you.
The manifesto of the EFF speaks about the.
No, we can't be listened. We can't
No,
be
no,
we can't be lectured about the
No,
manifesto of the
I
EFF.
hear you. I don't want to cut you off.
No, but we can't be we can't be lectured about the manifesto.
No.
Manifesto.
That's okay. Come. Wait. Let's,
Look, Kopedi.
yes.
What does freedom mean to us as the ANC? Freedom means where everybody can live in peace and harmony, where there are equal rights and opportunities, whether colored, Indian, and opportunities. Freedom means where the wealth of this country is shared amongst the people of this country, and land is brought back and shared amongst those who work it, and there's land redistribution. That's what freedom means to us. That it should not know color. Freedom means we should meet each other in the streets and not even realize that you are white. Freedom means that there should not be schools which are whites only or toilets which are whites only. It means freedom means that there should not be clubs, which here in Lephalale, I know that there was one club, or there's clubs here in town where black people are not allowed to enter, and I'm not sure what my fellow counterpart is saying about that. Freedom means we should do all those things together. But thank you very much. I think that's what, in few words, freedom means to us.
Okay.
But in closing, Nekopedi,
Okay.
I wanted to clarify my colleague, Machava there. If you check their own freedom charter, it says, land shall be shared amongst those who work it.
Yes.
Myself and Machaba, we are not working the land. We are the councillors. We are in council. We are not working the land. It means myself and him, we won't get that land because we are not working it. Unless if I interpret it like in a different way.
Okay.
In
You
closing,
know what,
but it's fine.
ladies and gentlemen,
I was just
we will
closing.
wait for you guys to tell us what is your definition of freedom. You know, if you watched till this end, in the comments, please just write, what is your definition of freedom? You know, who did you find more interesting here? Who can you relate to? Elections are coming up. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when elections do, are you ready to vote? I mean, I have so many more questions I want to ask, But unfortunately, time. But anyway, Retlari, gentlemen, thank you so much. You guys have been such great sports. And like, I cannot thank you guys enough. I think even after today, we've learned so much about just politics in general, let alone about the DA, about the EFF, and also about the ANC. I really would have wished if there were more political parties. But to be honest, you get the three biggest elephants, you go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Kopedi FM. But before that, would you guys like to say something in closing? Just last statements. Please, guys, last 20 seconds. What would you like to say? Also, I would like to ask, would you guys ever get into like want to be president or mayors or like something? Just saying, you know.
No,
Let's okay.
relax.
Let's leave this.
No,
the
no.
start.
You have got no statement to make.
No, the second. No, it's fine. Okay. In closing, Kopedi,
Yes.
the Democratic Alliance it's a clear political party that its aim is to make this country work again. When I say work again, I'm talking about the economy. I'm talking about our educational background, the crime rate, the cases of the GBV to drop.
Okay, again, work again from which point in time? Like specific time?
Currently, as we speak, our country has collapsed. All our state-owned enterprises, they are non-functional
Since which time specifically?
since the ANC took over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since 94.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Dinel is not working. SABC is not working. Prasa is not working.
Since
Eskom
94.
down. I don't want to count them. They are all collapsed. And
Better
for
times during
and for
apartheid.
and for the information, information, are you aware that post office is about to close down? It's
isn't
let's
that due
let's
to-
leave it for another day. I was just saying in
Okay,
passing.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, sorry. You know, you see now I'm starting to
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Look, our last statement to this broadcast is to say that youth of South Africa, go and register to vote. And when you're going to cast your vote, vote for economic freedom fighters and vote for a land that is going to come. Vote for a sustainable job that's going to come. Go and vote for free, quality education and decolonized educations. That's all what we can say to the young of South Africans that are outside there
I
listening
like
to
that
us.
decolonized education.
Go and register to vote. There's a website for EFF. Go and use it. And then you register. You vote for EFF so that we can unseat this kleptocracy government of the ANC.
This
Thank you.
what?
Kleptocracy.
Guys, Mari EFF ka score, guys. Like, I can score. You. Anyway.
Fellow South Africans, particularly most Lephalale young people, we are the ANC. We are because you are. You know us better. You've put us where we are, and there is no ANC without you. We acknowledge the mistakes and the challenges we've had in the past 29 years or 27 years, that which we've been in government. But we are saying, working together with yourselves, we can resolve the challenges that which we find ourselves within. Our message is that, as in when we acknowledge the challenges, we are not oblivious to the solutions that are on the table, that which we can together, working together with yourselves, find in making sure that together we move this country forward. Unlike these other ones which I will not mention, we have a track record of a good story to tell. During our 10 as in government, you've seen we've built houses for those who cannot build houses for themselves. During our 10 in power, we've made sure that we abolish paying. We gave free education to students. There's food in school. We have increased child grants. We have made sure that there are free electricity for indigents. We're making sure that we fix the issue of water. Everybody has access to clean water. We're in the process of eradicating and making sure that we have clean toilets, and we do away with pit toilets, and we get toilets which are flushing for everybody. We have a track record.
We have been tried and tested. We are not the Johnny come lates or the newbies in the party. So we are pleading with you, we're in closing, that continue voting the ANC. As young people, go and register and make sure that you defend this revolution. Thank you very much.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Kopedi FM, and we out, baby. We out. Till next time, see you at the voting station.